Hey there, welcome to another episode of Ignitions. In this practical series, we'll be taking you through everything mixing and mastering, the basic things so you could, do your own sound production from scratch because at the end of the day, I like to say sound production is just common sense. So, we're going to be talking about different things and you would get to understand a lot about mixing and mastering as we progress one tool at a time. This series is brought to you by New Label Production and The House Chronicles. My name is Dempsey. I am a music producer, an artist, and a mix engineer. So today we're going to be talking about an important tool, which is the EQ or the equalizer. The equalizer is simply a sound design tool that helps you shape your sounds according to frequencies. And in order to demonstrate what an EQ does, we're going to be working on something that I prepared just for today. I mean, I made it up on the spot. I made this up on the spot, and so I believe you're going to enjoy it, and we are going to use it to demonstrate what an EQ actually does. So let's jump right into our project for today. But before I show you what an EQ does, let's play and hear what it sounds like so you can see what I made for you.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Me, I go freestyle for you. If you come through, I could write you a song. I no feel that for you. Nah, nah. I go freestyle for you. And if you come through, I could write you a song. On me, I no feel that for you. Nah, I no feel that for you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that's it. I could freestyle for you, but I no go die for you. Just kidding. So let's go into our chain here. What we have here is called our vocal chain. The rest of the things are contributing to the sound that you're hearing, but since they are not our focus for today, I would only be talking about the EQ, which is the second thing that we have here. What we have here is the Fab Filter Pro Q3. It's an EQ. You can use any EQ basically, but the rest is just about preference. I personally prefer the FabFilter Pro Q3 because of a lot of features that it has. So let's see what's actually happening here. Well, let me explain. First of all, if you come down here, you're going to see these numbers 20, 50, 100, 200, and then down to 20k. These just simply represent different frequencies. So if we come down, let's first of all take this back down here. If you come down here around 20, this is the very low frequencies. Sometimes you may not even hear them. They are the frequencies that are not really heard, but they are felt. These are called the lows. Now I'm going to exaggerate them, and so you can hear what that frequency actually sounds like. But first of all, let me solo the vocals so you can hear them clearly. So
Yeah,
let me
yeah,
exaggerate the
yeah,
lows.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Me, I go freestyle for you. If you come through, I could write you a song. I no feel that.
You can hear that very bassy sound at the low end. That's why this area is called the low end. Usually this frequency it's not good when you're mixing or when you're producing, because except for sub basses, for basses, and sometimes for kicks, you don't really need anything around this frequency because it just builds up and then just adds to a lot of unwanted things. So usually when creating sounds, when mixing, the first step is usually to cut out lows to taste. There's no rule for how much you should cut off, but a great rule of thumb is to for vocals is to always cut around, like 200. So now we have around 200 cut off here, and you'd hear the difference what it sounds like on the vocals.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Hear the vocals sound a little brighter. Let me roll it back so you hear again, and then I'll return it to where it is.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Me, I go freestyle for you.
So you can hear the vocal automatically becomes lighter, and because it's lighter, it actually becomes clearer. Usually that's what we do in EQing. So we've taken out that unwanted frequency, that excessive low end, because we really do not need it, especially when you play it with the beat. It doesn't make sense. The beat has its own bass. So in the context of the whole song, we don't need that frequency. And somewhere around here is where you have what we call the mids. They are closer to the lows. We have the low mids, and then we have the mids here. Let me just exaggerate it so you can hear what every frequency does.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Me, I go freestyle for you. If you come through, I could write you a
So right here where it is usually called the air. When someone says, oh, they need the vocals brighter, usually they are just saying they want that sheen, they want more of that particular frequency, they want to hear more of it. So usually that is boosted so there can be more clarity in the vocal. So a good practice is to take off the lows, increase some of the highs, so you could gain more clarity on vocal. But there's a lot more that goes into vocal mixing, really. Sometimes you need to cut out certain frequencies that are disturbing, but for today we just wanted to focus on the basics of what an EQ does, show you what the frequencies are. And these are called frequency bands, these things you use to adjust frequencies according to taste. If you are listening with headphones, probably you can see what everything was doing, and that is exactly how you EQ a vocal or you EQ a sound based on what you're trying to create. And so I hope you learned something from our little chit chats today about EQs or equalizers. In other episodes, we'll be talking about other things that are on the vocal chain there, because indeed all of them come together to shape the sound that you're hearing. It's not just the EQ, there's the pitch correction, there's the compressor, there's the reverb, and there's the delay. All those things, we're going to talk about them. But for today, is bye for now. We just talked about EQs. See you in other series. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you soon.